Hi all, welcome to this much later than usual but still covered nonetheless is my Eredivisie predictions for TOTS. So obviously this seems to be the first one this year, which is a bit baffling. I thought they would do EFL since the awards was at the weekend, but we'll get into that as well in another video. So if you could smash likes, I would much appreciate. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, G is a legend. All links are down below for posts to the channel and social media links as always. Comment down below who you think will make the Eredivisie TOTS. Obviously we know quite a few of them already, well at least a couple of them anyways, and we've tried to get ourselves kind of as many options in as we can as well, and like you've got to remember like content and so forth, so we'll see how it plays out. So goalie should be pass fair. Ajax, we're keeping clean sheets for fun with pass fair and net, which was Startling. Since then they've not really been keeping clean sheets, so it's quite surreal really, but they've been looking goals for fun more consistently, but pass fair should be the goalkeeping shout. Now three defenders is where I've leaned towards, solely because Biscagli and Senesi were in the community TOTS like votes. I thought they'll both probably at least one will feature in that. If not, I would say it could be like Senesi features in community and Biscagli's in Eredivisie TOTS, but we'll see what happens. One of them's it might be 1-1, but Mazrui and Timber should be the two of the kind of locks, as it were, from a Eredivisie TOTS perspective. Timber, how he's not had an inform, like especially a featured team of the week, is kind of baffling really, because there was a good couple games easy where it felt like an easy pick. Like you would go 84, bang, you'd already be the 84 quite early in FIFA. And that was the thing, it was very early. So by now you could have been looking at maybe say an 87, say inform, like when he had his SBC card, that could have been like 90 or something, 90, 91, and the TOTS could be like 95 or something. You could have had a really juicy version, but hey ho. And Wijnal is kind of where I'm leaning towards. He's got 9 assists is where I'm leaning towards. Yes, he's only kept like 2 clean sheets all season, but 1 goal, 9 assists does go in his favour as an attacking wing back. If he's ignored, I wouldn't be surprised, but you've got to kind of give as many teams as possible some love, and Alkmaar might only get 1. There might only be 4 teams potentially from a official 11. It's then a case of where else the say Silver Stars and so forth, because this is where you would expect Silver Stars and an objective player to come, because we're going to say about 16 players nonetheless. Midfield wise, Sankar probably kind of a lock really. Player of the month, headliners, he's been very consistent this season, very impressive for PSV. Probably getting a transfer inbound as well. Kokcu pretty much academic in his spot for a midfield. Feyenoord, very impressive this season. Cody Gakpo should be a strong contender for a midfield spot. Where it happens or not is a different matter. Obviously 9 goals, 13 assists, very hard to ignore. Now the problem is wingers is where it's going to be quite evident. Antony and Sinisterra should be pretty academic from a winger's perspective. Haller taking a forward spot, so fair play to him. Now the problem you then have is Tadic should get in despite just having the captain's card, so it's boosting that element. So Tadic should get in. Now the problem you have with it really is prior content cards, as it were. That's where my main 11 kind of sits. For 5 others that you could see could be Gus Till, 15 goals, 2 assists this season, player of the month, and should have had multiple informs if I'm honest. You could see Van Wolfswinkel for 15 goals this season as well. He's got 4 assists. Brian Linson for Feyenoord, part of the 20 goal contribution club, 12 goals, 8 assists. Pavlidis, if you're trying to balance out with other teams, so for Alkmaar, Joey Veerman's another very strong contender. 7 goals, 10 assists this season. I actually wanted to consider him over like Gakpo, but you're trying, because of stats and so forth, you're trying to be as balanced and as fair as possible. Then, as I said, like Openda's got a strong shout this season with 13 goals and 2 assists. If you want to give like any other teams attention, you could potentially look at like Groningen for Strand Larsen, but or Odegaard from Walsvik. But the problem you have is where they finished in the league table, so you've got to kind of factor that. Inigo Cordoba could be another one that could sneak in, I suppose, or Danny DeVitt. I did have him actually a couple of times, fun off in my predictions. Like goalie wise, if you're going to give a second one, I really can't see justification of like any other like goalie happening. Like you could get Unerstal, you could get Blizhou, but Pasveer made 17 clean sheets from 20 games. That takes a bit of doing. That's why, like, the reason why I would say Unerstal's the only other real contender is because he's played as many, he's pretty much played just near enough all the games this season. He's only missed 2 and 11 clean sheets. Like, Blizhou's missed 8, Pasveer, yes, he's played for 2/3 of them, but we'll see what happens. But as I said, that's enough options to at least give people food for thought in terms of what to expect for Eredivisie. Gravenberch, I get the feeling could happen as well, whether it be as in a SBC or actually in the main team. Like, he's going to happen. Like, if you've seen the like his stats this season are still impressive, I won't deny. It's just like, because he has got like an informed to his name, and you've got to remember he's like a featured Future Stars card. He was on 92 and he's got 2 goals, 5 assists this season. It's just the problem is you're trying to always fit these type of players in. That's where someone like Gakpo maybe gets dropped as an SBC category card, and that's when Gravenberch fits in. But we'll see. As I said, Gravenberch has probably been leaked to like everything else, I suppose. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below who you think gets in for the Eredivisie TOTS. Smash likes always, folks, would be much appreciated. Sub to the channel if you are new. As I said, ratings and all that, we haven't a clue. Well, I don't have a clue. This year I've tried to be a bit different for it and see how it plays out, of course. But take it easy all. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.